Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a live presentation on the Husson Eagles Sports Network as we have the second day of a back-to-back featuring your Husson University women's soccer team as today they approach a non-conference fixture with Keene State. My name's Tyler Huey alongside Avery Henningson. How'd I do? Did I get your last name right?
You did, Tyler.
Perfect. Avery, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good.
We were here just yesterday as the Eagles took on Thomas College in a men's-women's soccer doubleheader with both teams shutting out the Terriers, 2-0 on the men's side, 3-0 on the women's side. And we're back. Keene State also came off a game yesterday as they went down to Elms College and defeated the Blazers 2-0. 2-0 down in Massachusetts. So both teams are coming off on a back-to-back here as we go through the captains' meetings to determine which team will be on which side for the first half. And it looks like Green will be defending the goal to our left. See how good I got my left and rights once they take on the field. Avery, what were some things you saw yesterday from this women's team that you like to continue to see today?
I liked how they moved the ball around the field yesterday. They played really good possession soccer and got it to their skill makers at the top of the box. Should be a really even game, though.
Yeah, they fired a ton of shots yesterday. I can't remember the number on top of my head. I want to say it was like 28. Hey, look at that. It was 28. 28 shots, 12 were on goal, and Thomas only had 4 shots and 1 on goal. And so many of those shots, too. I mean, Natalie Aviola, I think she had 3 or 4 that just went over the crossbar, would hit the post, hit the crossbar. It just wasn't her night, but boy, was she trying to make it her night.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of shots were also right at the goalie, and it seems like if they could get them a little bit to the corners, that they could really capitalize on some of those.
Yeah, they forced the Terriers goalie to make 9 saves. And you talk about the goal scoring. The Eagles do have 14 goals on the season with 7 different goal scorers. Well, Keene State comes into this contest with only 6 goals on 5 different goal scorers. But through all in all, besides Aviola's 4 goals, both teams pretty much spread out the offense. So it should, like you said, it really should set up to be a decent matchup here for a Sunday matchup. As we are about ready to do the walkouts.
This is also perfect soccer weather here today, Tyler. It's cool enough that they're not going to get too sweaty, but it's warm enough that they're not freezing on the bench. So
yeah, the only thing I don't like is that I think it should be raining at some point, so that's probably not ideal. As here come the Eagles over the lineup here, as you can see on your camera. But yeah, I think it's supposed to rain I think it's going to be like an off and on kind of light rain here as they do the walkouts here. We're going to send it over to the PA announcer, Joseph Swanson. He'll take you through the festivities.
Welcome to Boucher Field for today's game featuring the Owls of Keene State College and your Eagles of Husson University. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University sponsorship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators at today's contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Boucher Field. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Owls. In goal, a freshman number 1, Riley Andriski. A senior midfielder number 2, Amanda Marshall. A freshman forward number 3, Jocelyn Tyler. A senior midfielder number 6, Kaylee Marshall. A junior defender number 9, Alexa Skinner. A junior defender number 10, Rachel Souza. A freshman defender number 11, Juliana Stoffel. A sophomore defender, number 12, Kathleen Mullen. A junior midfielder, number 16, Elizabeth Copico. And a sophomore midfielder, number 22, Allison Yansky. And a junior midfielder, number 24, Kendall Healy. The Owls are coached by Sarah Tesco. And now the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. In goal, a freshman from Manchester, New Hampshire, number 1, Madison Weigler. A sophomore from Bangor, Maine, number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. A senior from Brockport, Maine, number 9, Charlotte Messer. A sophomore from Glenburn, Maine, number 11, Kate Harriman. A senior from Caribou, Maine, number 15, Willow Witten. A sophomore from Orono, Maine, number 16, Sophia Mullins. A freshman from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 17, Kendra Donahue. A sophomore from Hudson, Florida, number 21, Natalie Aviola. A freshman from Deerfield, New Hampshire, number 23, Kaylee Nault. A sophomore from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, number 26, Megan Buddymeyer. And a senior from Wyndham, Maine, number 27, Miranda Lewis. The Eagles are coached by Dennis Mullins, and he's assisted by Lauren Crofton McDonald, Nick Christensen, Matt Goodman, and Elise Worth. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we've gone through the starting lineups, but in case you could not hear, we'll go through them now. For Keene State, they make one change from the side that defeated Elms yesterday, and it's basically just a different goalkeeper. Sonia Moritz got the start yesterday, and it will be Riley and Strinsky making the start today. Same field players. And then for the Eagles, they make 3 changes. One of them is a goalkeeper change, as Hannah Kenny got shot out yesterday. It will be Madison Weigler starting today for Husson, and she's going to make her Boucher Field debut. The other changes are Willow Witten and Miranda Lewis entering the side, as Morella Coletto and Alexa Thayer will be on the bench to start today's festivities. As both teams do their huddle on the sidelines with the bench, and then they do their huddle on the actual field. 2 different huddles here, and then we'll be underway from Boucher Field. You know, we talked about a little bit about the weather here today, and one thing I noticed, a lot of the girls on the Husson side are now wearing long sleeves. They weren't yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's something to just keep their bodies warm out on the field. Once they're out there, they won't feel it all that much, but you don't want to come off the field and instantly have all your sweat freeze on your body.
No, you're definitely not wrong there. Yesterday was around, I'd say about 68 degrees, I think, was the high, and today it's around 61. It doesn't feel as warm, though, as yesterday. And the other thing, too, with that threat of rain, just rather just get it on shirts than you would your skin. As Natalie Aviola will get us started, and we're underway here. She gives it off to Messer, and the Eagles will look to maintain possession. Donahue looking for Buddy Meyer as they build a triangle, as Lewis will turn it over, and now Keene State will get the ball for the first time today. But the Eagles press will turn it right over as Mullins tries to send Witten. A pass by the defender gives Witten more possession as she finds Harriman, but then Keene State's able to clear that out. 2-on-3 for Keene State, but the Eagles will be able to get it back to Weigler and restart here. And we're going to get our first foul of the contest, as that will be against Husson. Yesterday, Avery, I think we both talked about it during that Husson-Thomas game. We didn't have a foul until about 30, 40 minutes into the contest.
No, it was a very clean game by both teams yesterday.
Skinner launches the ball into the box. That's Marshall that gets on the end of it, but we have an offsides. So that threat is over for the Eagles as Weigler. Nope, no, it will be Lambert now. As the Eagles will look to build it upfield. Buddy Meyer. She launches Aviola. Aviola's in on space. She's one-on-one with the keeper now. It's Aviola and an easy save for Intrinsky. But the first big opportunity here for the Eagles or the Owls so far.
Yeah, that was a really nice ball by Megan Buddymeyer right there. Found Natalie right up the seam.
Yeah, Buddy Meyer, the assist leader for the Eagles with 3 so far in the early going. Had Aviola in space and shot one right to the keeper. But you're seeing early that you think she's going to get some chances here. Lambert finds Willow on the far side. She makes a run. And Keene State wins it back, and they go forward now. As Marshall looked to get on the end of that, but the Eagles regain possession. No score here in the early going in the 4th minute. Natalie Aviola, if you just missed it, had the best opportunity so far in the contest.
Yeah, I think she'll be wanting that one back later.
But she definitely has the speed on the back line, as you're seeing it here. Aviola looks to get on the end of this one. Defender goes down. She wanted a call, but she's not going to get in. The Eagles win the ball back. It's Witten. There's Messer. She finds Sophia Mullins. Mullins finds Buddy Meyer with tons of space. Buddy Meyer crossed, and Kate Harriman just couldn't get a touch on it. And that's going to go out for a goal kick. Another great opportunity there for the Eagles.
Yeah, they didn't come away with anything, but they used their formation really well there to work the ball around the top of the box.
Yeah, they're using that formation well, and you're seeing Aviola get plenty as the press there. Harriman, she takes something to an elbow or a hand to the face there, goes down. One to penalty, is not going to get it as Keene State clears it out. But you're seeing that Harriman and Aviola can get space on that Owls back line. Eagles turn it over as it is Marshall down that side. And Buddy Meyer clears it out. The Owls are going to have an attacking throw-in the final third. Stolfi to take. Once she gets the ball, she'll take it, of course. Stolfi throws it in, headed by Tyler. Eagles look to get it out, but couldn't. Not only goes as far as Yansky, and then the Eagles are able to clear it out. Mullins finds Aviola. She looked to keep possession for the Eagles as they do, as Lewis now finds Messer. Captain to captain there. Witten looked to center it, but could not do that, and it will go out for a Lambert throw-in.
Yeah, the Eagles have a lot of experience right in that central midfield.
And a lot of creativity from Mullins, one of the highest assist makers in the NAC last year. You got Messer, who can do it both shooting and passing. Messer gets on ahead of that, but it goes out for an Eagles throw-in. Mullins looked to get on the end of that, but could not. As both teams now will battle for possession. Husson wants a handball. They're not going to get it. Kaylee Marshall. And clears it out. A late offsides call there. Thought the Owls were going to get in one-on-one. Weigler clears it, but then the referee puts the flag up. Kaylee Null takes the free kick. Passes over to Donahue, and Donahue drives up the middle. Tries to find Aviola, but can't. And Keene State will look to counter, but they're not able to, as Buddy Meyer now puts a beautiful ball into the top of the box. Harriman is not able to get on the end of it. Keene gives it to Aviola, but then she turns it over herself. And now Keene State again will look for an opportunity. But then they turn it over. It's almost as if we're just passing it midfield to midfield here. Keene State thought they were able to clear it, but they were not able to, so Buddy Meyer will have an attacking throw-in in their final third. As Buddy Meyer looks for options, finds Messer. But then a turnover, and Keene State will bring it back towards us. But then Messer turns it over instead. Or Messer gains the ball, I should say. Through ball to Aviola. Saves it on the end line, but Keene State clears it out of the box. Now it's Buddy Meyer. Buddy Meyer to Messer. Messer, it's Witten there. Witten, oh, just sneaks by the post. But another great opportunity for the Eagles.
They're really using those two attacking center mids well right now. It seems every ball that gets cleared pops out to one of them.
No, and the Eagles are getting their opportunities in front of goal. As you're going to see the replay here. Witten was in, but just... And the goalie, Andrinsky, did a good job cutting that line to make it hard for Witten, too. Tenth minute here at Boucher Field. No score between the two sides. The Eagles so far with the only two shots, with one of them coming on goal, the Aviola opportunity. As we're going to have a throw-in right at midfield. Stolfi throws it into Healy, but then turns it over as it goes to the Owls' back line. Mullins tries to head it to Harriman. She's able to. Gives it to Witten. Harriman has 2 defenders on her, passes it back to Mullins. As the Eagles are looking to use that opportunity there. Aviola tried to get on the end of it, but Keene State wasn't able to. One thing I noticed there, Avery, there was a lot of space for Buddy Meyer on our side.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Mullins is trying to do. Those 2 wide wings are trying to spread out that defense, and it seems like they're putting a lot of concentration on Natalie right now.
And I don't blame them for doing that.
But that leaves both Buddy Meyer and Witten out on the left and right wings wide open for those through balls.
Yeah, and right there you're talking about 2 goals and 4 assists between Witten and Buddy Meyer. Of course, Buddy Meyer with the 3 assists, and then Witten with 2 goals and an assist as Keene State drives it into the box here, but Lambert clears it out. Skinner, a captain for these Keene State Owls, brings it back, but then they turn it over anyway. Buddy Meyer, a nice ball. Aviola is going to get on the end of it. She takes a touch, and saved again by Instrinsky. Another huge opportunity for Aviola. And we're going to get an offside here against Keene State as we're going to take another look at that. That shot there by Aviola gets in behind the Owls defense again. And Instrinsky goes down, and her shot goes right off the chest of Instrinsky.
Yeah, it looks like Natalie's feeling it a little bit right now. But that's what a hit to the knees will do to you.
Wonder how much the confidence has gone down for her after the just missing every shot yesterday. But she's going to have her opportunities here today if she wants to be able to get back in the goal scoring category. As we're going to have a corner kick here, Sophia Mullins to take it.
Yeah, they're sending Kendra Donahue up from the back line. She's a tall heading option.
Yeah, they're keeping 2 basically outside the box. A header back, Aviola's there, but it goes right to Riley Andrinsky. I also must gotta say, as we got the camera right on Riley Andrinsky, those might be the goalkeeper kits that Keene State have, might be some of the prettiest I've seen for a team coming to Boucher Field.
I know. They look like a Premier League kit from here.
It's not just that solid sky blue color, you know, it's a mixture of dark and light. As we're about to have a substitution for the Owls here. Maya Baker is coming into the contest as she's going to replace Alexa Skinner. Oh, correction, not Skinner, Jocelyn Tyler. My bad. 3 and 9s, you know, they kind of look alike from far away.
Keene State sub number 7, Maya Baker in for Jocelyn Tyler.
Foul there by the Owls, and Mackenzie Lambert grabs the ball, and she's going to restart play here. Rotation for both of these teams is going to be key as they both played yesterday. The one advantage that Husson has is that not besides being home today as well, they were also home yesterday, unlike Keene State who had to travel to Elms, go home, and then come here. But it's one of those things, especially for the Eagles, as they really get into the conference play of the schedule as the Keene State's in. That was Kaylee Marshall, but her shot goes wide. And not even really a threat for Madison Weigler.
No, Husson made sure to close that down pretty fast. She didn't really have a clean shot on that.
Meigler tries to find Buddy Meyer but can't. Marshall was there, headed right to Donahue, and then we have a turnover right on the edge of the box. And the Eagles do a good job getting rid of that.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Kaylee Nault to come in and close that down.
So throw in for the Owls here. Cross, then Baker gets a shot on that, but it doesn't really, goes more towards the corner flag than it did the net. Lambert's there to clear it. And now it goes to the Owls' back line, but Aviola steals it. She looked to try to keep possession, but was unable to. Marshall's in behind the defense. The Eagles think she's offsides, but she's not. And that's going to go out for an attacking throw-in for Keene State. Throw into the edge of the Owls box. As the Eagles and Owls are basically just playing pass. And now we're going to have a throw in here for the Owls again. Haley gives it over to Copico, the leading goal scorer on these Owls with 2 of the 6 goals that they've scored so far. As they turn it over, and Megan Buddy Meyer will look for the Eagles to be able to get the ball out. But they are able to get it out, but gives it back over to Keene State. Avery, how are the Owls looking to attack this Eagles back line as we have an offsides?
Well, they're pressing that back three very tight, and it's giving them the opportunities to send these long reaching balls in over the top of the defense and let their couple strikers run in there.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're trying to take advantage of the fact that Winton and Buddy Meyer are playing so high as kind of like wingbacks.
Well, it's their jobs to cover the other team's outside wings, but they also have offensive responsibilities at the same time, and it's hard when another team presses you like that to keep that up the whole game.
Yeah, but it's getting effective in terms of keeping the ball, but hasn't really gone to any real threat in scoring here. As Lewis launches Harriman forward. Harriman has Buddy Meyer, and she'll take her up on that offer. Buddy Meyer takes a cut in, crosses it. It was one of those cross shot type things, and Riley Andrinsky picks it up.
Yeah, she's done a really good job of controlling her box this game so far.
Yeah, this is her 3rd start as she's made 4 appearances. Allowed 2 goals in those previous 3 games played. And has a .938 save percentage, including a shutout. Of course, these 2 teams, if you look at the schedules that they so far played, pretty much similar. Both these teams beat Elms College. The Eagles did it on their opening day at the beginning of September, 3-1. And Keene State just beat them yesterday, 2-0. And then both of these teams played Western New England. The Eagles lost 4-1, while Keene lost 3-0. So it looks like it will be a pretty even contest, and we're seeing it so far. If you look at the schedule for Keene State, this is actually their only back-to-back that they have on the year. Unlike Husson, where when they begin to really start the North Atlantic Conference play, they're going to have back-to-backs. I believe it's next weekend and the weekend after as part of the whole New York part of our conference. Keene State will be on the attack here. They have an attacking throw-in. Unable to do anything within Sophia Mullins as clears it forward, finds Aviola. And then they turn it over. Baker gets on the end of it, takes a touch. And that allows Weigler to pick it up and clear a box. Weigler punts it forward and Keene State's back on the attack. Marshall, she'll go down near the corner flag here. Takes a touch, crosses it. Keene State wants a handball against Kaylee Nolt. They're not going to get it as it looked like it hit her body. And Weigler's there to pick it up. And Weigler will look to officially end that threat as she punts it towards the logo at center half. Mullins over to Witten now as the Eagles look to attack. Finds the run by Harriman. And it looks like Harriman cannot keep the ball inside the field, so it's out for a Keene State throw-in. Wasn't sure if it was offsides or if it was a throw-in. Null tries to give it back to Weigler, not able to, and that's going to set up a corner kick for Keene State out of basically nothing.
Yeah, I think that was just pressure by Keene State that led to that mistake.
So Keene State brings everybody into the box besides three. Crossed in. A beautiful ball. And the shot there by Kaylee Marshall goes over the crossbar. Let's take a look again at that corner kick because that was a beautiful delivery. A beautiful delivery, and Weigler looked to have gotten a touch to send it over the body, that body of crowd that she had in front of her. And now the Eagles counterattack here with Buddymeyer. Buddymeyer finds Willow, Witten to Mullins. Mullins takes a touch, tries to send Harriman, and just goes to the outreach of her, and Intrinsky will pick it up. Andrzejewski punts it forward, and now the Eagles are back on the ball as Aviola tries to find Messer, but is unable to. As that gets kicked almost towards us, and head coach Dennis Mullins tries to make a touch on it, but is unable to. These coaches on the sidelines like to show their athletic ability when they can. It either turns out really great or an epic fail. There's no in between.
Yeah, we saw a nice one from the Husson assistant coach yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a really good one. Do you remember which coach that was? I can't remember.
I believe it was Nick Christensen.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He, back touched it towards a player for a throw-in. As the Keene State's here on the edge of the box. And we're going to stop the clock here. I think they're calling it.
I think that was
offside.
a high kick potentially or offsides.
I think it's an offside. Usually when the main official keeps his hand up, it's an offsides. So Donahue launches it forward towards midfield. As we approach the 25th minute here, no score. Tyler Huey alongside Avery Henningsen. Keene State will throw it in here into a pocket of players, and Lewis is going to come out with it. Gives it to Lambert. Over back to Lewis. And Lewis and Lambert were trying to play 1-2s, but Keene State takes it over.
That's that offensive pressure that we've been seeing all day.
A through ball there by Healy finds Marshall. Marshall will cross it. And that attack fizzles out for an Eagles goal kick. Weiger over to Null. Lambert and Lewis, excuse me. Lewis turns it over, but then Lambert was able to regain possession and launch it forward. Aviola looked to try to get the ball and run, but was unable to. As Keene sent it out for an Eagles throw-in. Harriman trying to find Sophia Mullins, and it goes off her boot for a goal kick. The opportunities are there for the Eagles. They just need to be able to finish. Goal kick only goes as far as Kate Harriman, but Harriman sends it back over to Donahue as she tries to find Aviola. There's another header by Donahue as two players are wrestling against each other. As they were battling against each other, and Bunny Meyer goes to the ground, and she's being assisted by Joss Stetson, the trainer. We're going to get a substitution here for Buddy Myers. It looked like she took cleats to the back of her leg, but nevertheless here, looks like two substitutions for the Eagles. As Katie Benson and Morella Corletto will enter the contest.
Yeah, it looks like Benson replaced Buddy Meyer out there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a change in formation for the Eagles now, with Buddy Meyer off.
Subs on the play for the Eagles. Checking in was number 14, Marilla Corletto.
And Buddy Meyer on the sidelines does look pretty good, just sore. So I expect to see her some point back in the contest here. Now, how do you think, Avery, that's going to change the formation for the Eagles with those double substitutions?
It looks like they're staying roughly the same. I think Corella went in for Miranda, who's now playing that holding midi. And then Benson's going to be making those runs that Buddy Meyer was making before.
Yeah, it looks like Corretto's there, partnered up with Sophia Mullins.
And Charlotte there in the middle.
In the middle, yep. And then Katie Benson just swings over to Buddy Meyer's position. You see Katie Benson, the freshman, and she's kind of been a utility player in that back line. They've put her in when the Eagles have had to go back three because they're trying to find a goal, to a defensive midfielder role, and now in a fullback role here.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job right now of staying wide and spreading that defense.
So free kick coming up here for Keene State. Alexis Skinner to take. Looks like there's going to be a one-man wall for Weigler as it's Mullins there. Skinner to take. Does a low kick, and it goes wide of everybody. And that's going to go out for a Weigler goal kick.
Yeah, Husson did a really good job of keeping the Keene State attackers held at the 18 there.
A turnover there sets up Keene State, but the Eagles are able to clear it out. And it's Messer with it. As the Eagles look to counterattack, Mullins finds the run of Aviola. She's going to get on the edge of this one, on the end of this one. Aviola cuts inside, and Keene State clears it out, and Aviola is going to get a foul here. As a free kick should be coming here for Keene State when they find the ball. There they go. And Skinner, who took the one on the attacking end, is now going to take the free kick on the defending end. Launches it towards Donahue. Donahue gets on the header on it. And it goes out for a Keene State throw-in. And we're going to get a Keene State substitution here.
Keene State substitution number 25, Avery Amalfidilano.
Amalfidilano enters the game here for Kathleen Mullen.
It looks like Buddy Meyer's down on the sideline getting ready to go back in there.
Yeah, and there goes Buddy Meyer back into the game for Benson.
Entering back into the game for the Eagles, number 26, Megan Buddy Meyer.
Yeah, it just looked like one of those things. She just needed a couple minutes to kind of calm down, relax the leg, and she'll be fine. As now the Eagles attack here. Harriman finds Witten, and she's going to go back to the back line as the Eagles look to hold possession for a minute or so. Through ball there into Aviola. Aviola was offsides, and they're going to grant it.
Yeah, she'll have a bruise tomorrow, but I think for the rest of this game, she'll be good to go.
Yeah, and it's gonna help. It's gonna help these Eagles that they have some time off before their next game, as it's gonna be actually right here again, as SUNY Delhi comes to town. As the NAC schedule really starts to take over for the Eagles. There's Marshall. Marshall defended away by Null, and that's going to go out for an attacking throw-in. Baker tried to gain possession of it, but couldn't, and it rolls out of play, so now it's going to be Buddy Meyer to take the throw-in. And the Eagles couldn't gain possession, so now it's going to be an Owls throwing again. And here comes another Owls throwing. No score here with 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Keene State has taken the lead on shots with 5 of them to the Husson's 4, but Husson's the only team that has shots on goal with 3 of them. As after we finally get it out of that corner of throw-ins, the Eagles will take possession here. Harriman tries to give it over to Winton, but goes out of play. Aviola. Her touch was a little too heavy, and she loses possession. As it goes to Harriman, and she gets shoved down to the ground. And the Eagles will get an attacking free kick here. With Sophia Mullins to take. She launches it there. Harriman tries to get a head on it, but couldn't. And that goes out for an Eagles throw-in, as we're about to have a triple substitution here from Keene State. That's going to be off Winton and should be a Keene State throw-in, which will allow them to make this triple substitution. McCarney, Haiti, both come in, and then I missed the third number, Divine, come into the contest here for Keene State. As the Eagles will win an attacking free kick again.
Keene State substitutions. Number 17, Katie Haiti. In for number 6, Kaylee Marshall. Number 8, Riley Devine. In for number 24, Kendall Haley. And number 35, Marissa McCartney.
Corletto over to Donahue. Donahue launches it right at McCartney's arm. They're not going to rule it a handball, as it was ball to arm instead of arm to ball. And McCartney now with possession. She tries to launch Divine or Baker forward, but unable to. And Kaylee Nault will restart the attack for the Eagles. Witten finds Harriman down the space. Harriman takes a shot, saved by Adrinsky. But she regains possession, finds Witten. Witten tries to make a cross, but unable to. And that's going to go out for a throw-in. She takes it quickly, gives it to Harriman. Harriman, after turning it over, regains the ball. And now it's going to be Sophia Mullins on it. Mullins to Corletto. The Eagles bench asking them to switch it, and they're going to as Donahue. Buddy Meyer's making a run down the right side. They can't find her as it tries to go to Harriman. But Adrinsky picks it up. Another great opportunity there for the Eagles.
Yeah, Drinsky's totally silenced a couple of them now.
It was one of those two that if Harriman didn't take it herself, she had Aviola near that far post if she wanted to try to pass it. As the Eagles look to prep a substitute coming, it's going to be Lindsey Russell. Ball bounces around before someone can gain possession, as Keene State does. McCarney. Finarino there with the ball. And then the Keene State goes forward. And that's going to be out for an Eagles throw-in, which should allow Russell to enter the game, as it's going to be for Charlotte Messer. As she's going to join that midfield trio with Mullins and Corletto.
Number 10, Lindsey Russell. In for number 9, Charlotte Messer.
Keene State throw-in here. Copico tried to set it down, but goes out of bounds, so the Eagles threw it in. Donahue heads it out, and it's offsides against Keene State. That high line working in favor of the Eagles. Donahue sends it to Harriman. Harriman gets a touch on it. She thought she was fouled, but it's not going to get the call here, as the refs have really let him play. Buddy Meyer to take the throw in here. Finds Mullins. Mullins heads it forward to Aviola. Aviola's got Russell if she can find her, but she loses the ball before being able to. Buddy Meyer, throw-in was trying to go to Aviola, but Aviola was too far away, and now the Eagles will look to switch it.
They've been trying to play it quick here in these closing minutes of the first.
Yeah, and they're trying to use their speed to their advantage as Harriman wins a corner. Oh, nope, they're going to rule it a goal kick, excuse me. Goes to show I shouldn't have listened to the Eagles bench there for that call. 6 minutes left in the first half here. Adrinsky with the goal kick. As it's headed in the air 3 times until Sophia Mullins is able to get the ball. She tries to find Aviola, but way too hard of a pass to find her. And Adrinsky will pick it up. Coletto there with the header. I believe her headband fell off or broke on that header. She's now going to try to figure out how to play with it. And now Keene State will launch an attack forward. That's Amanda Marshall down the side. Marshall sends it across. Donahue's there to clear it forward. And Keene State's going to win themselves a corner. But excuse me, as we're going to have an offsides call. A very delayed offside call, I must add.
Yeah, the whole team had already run down there for the play.
It's one of those things that started in the professional level. With now they have video review where the assistants are trained now to wait for the attack to be over. But it's one of those things where if you don't have review and you know it's clearly offside, just call it. Because you're going to set up injuries there because players don't know. And players are taught to play until the main official blows their whistle. Winton will throw it to Aviola. Aviola gives it back to Winton. And the Eagles will look to switch it towards us. Donahue has somebody on her, plays a beautiful ball to Buddy Meyer. And Buddy Meyer now finds space and wins an attacking throw-in. Over to Russell. Russell gets a touch on it before Keene State clears it out again. And Buddy Meyer will get another attacking throw-in. That throw-in goes to Corletto, and Corletto switches it over to Null. Null to Mullins. Mullins now gives it to Lambert, who finds Harriman. Harriman wins the battle against her defender, crosses it. Russell's there, gets a touch on it, and then her shot goes wide.
That was a really nice ball across the box there by Harriman.
Yeah, and she did a good job, too, of beating her defender, and that's something she struggled with, the physicality battles she's seen down with those 2 defenders over there. She won that physicality battle, legally, of course, and then laid in a good cross. And by the time Russell was really able to get anything to shoot on it, it was too bad of an angle for her. Buddy Meyer's asking everybody on the sidelines for a ball, trying to figure out who has the actual ball that she can use. And then she'll throw it in. Buddy Meyer to Corletto. Corletto to Nault, as the Eagles will switch it here. Nault to Lambert. Can she get there? And she's unable to, and Keene State wins the attacking throw-in. That's something so far this first half that the Eagles have done, has given Keene State some opportunities with just bad passing.
Yeah, it seems like Mullins is really asking them to switch the ball across that back line a lot, which can lead to unforced errors by the Eagles.
Luckily, though, the Eagles are able to make sure those unforced errors don't really lead to a whole lot of anything. Weigler sends it to midfield. Keene State back on the attack here. But then Whitten gets on it. She tried to clear it out, unable to. There was a coming together of her and Baker as Baker tried to get a shot. And now it's Skinner. Skinner launches it forward. Buddy Meyer is going to be there to to try to clear it out, but Hattie was there to try to win it back, but it does go out for a Buddy Meyer throw-in as she lays it off to Donahue instead. As we have hit the final minute of the first half. Both teams just basically battling for possession here. I think both teams will be pretty happy to send this to halftime 0-0. Buddy Meyer takes the throw in. Can she launch an Eagles attack here? Tries to find Aviola, but can't. So Donahue's going to try now. That's played into a good space for her, but still cleared out. As Lambert, she's just going to send it out to their bench to hopefully kill the rest of this clock. And now after a Keene State throw-in that goes towards the Eagles bench, the halftime whistle will go. 0-0 the score here as we will hit the halftime break. The Eagles outshot Keene State 6-5 with the Eagles having 4 of those on goal. 6 offsides calls against Keene State in that first half.
Yeah, I think that just comes from how far up they're pressing that defensive line. To score goals, you have to be aggressive. So
Yeah, how far up that the Eagles' back line has been, and then, like you said, Keene State's press, those two just leads to a lot of offsides calls. 4 fouls each as we will head to the halftime break, 0-0, and we'll be back right near the start of the second half. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network as we get set for second half action between the Keene State Owls and the Husson University Eagles. Keene State will start off with possession as the Eagles made quite a few changes between the side that went to the into halftime and the side that's out here now, as we'll get through that. As Keene State played the first attack, but the Eagles win the ball back and they're able to go forward here. Buddymeyer with it. Finds LaSalle. She's one of the new ones that came on. Lastly shot in and it's saved by Andrinsky.
Yeah, it looks like Husson's replaced both their starting attackers right here.
Yeah, Addie Lastly is in now. Devin St. Louis is in now. And then there was a change in on the fullbacks as Will Winton comes off for Alexa Thayer. Lambert gets it, goes forward, finds Lindsey Russell. Russell over to Lastly, who tries to go to Buddymeyer, but the Keene State Owls clear that one out. So throw in here for Buddymeyer. This is one of those things that we talked about, Avery, where both teams are coming off the back-to-back, so you kind of need to expect changes.
Yeah, both Natalie and Kate played a lot in that game.
St. Louis looked to cut forward, but unable to. Of course, she's from good old Bangor, Maine, and she played her home soccer at about a half a mile away from here at Bangor High School. Thayer now. Finds Corletto. Corletto finds the run of Buddymeyer, and Buddymeyer is now going to dribble it in. And Buddymeyer is going to get an attacking throw-in thanks to the efforts of Addie Lassie. That throw-in goes to Corletto. But Keene State wins the ball back and clears it forward. Wanted the ball to go to Lambert, but it goes right back to Nault, and Nault finds Buddymeyer. Buddymeyer. Here's Thayer. Thayer cuts in. Finds St. Louis. St. Louis right to Andrinsky. Not much of a shooting angle there for St. Louis, but that common saying, anything towards goal is good. So the Eagles don't win the ball back, and it's Donahue from Corletto. Donahue looks for the run of Buddymeyer, and after a touch from Stolfi, Buddymeyer got there, and those two collide on the edge of the box. And Buddymeyer is up. Stolfi, though, is on her feet at least. And we're going to send the trainer over. I don't think it's as much probably needing the trainer as much as she might have got the wind take out of her and just needs some air. Kind of just looked like a collision over there on the edge of the box.
Yeah, it's also a cold, clammy day here today, too, and they just got off a 15-minute break. So it might just be a little bit of a, she got cold and then she got back out there again.
Yeah, because we're gonna have a substitution. Don't wanna risk anything here. Fiorino will come in for Stolfi here. As she puts her hands on her back, it looks like maybe just a sore back or something. Hopefully it's nothing serious, of course.
25, Avery Amalfitano in for number 11, Juliana Stoffel.
She did just walk by saying her back, so hopefully nothing serious. As play resumes here, St. Louis launches it forward, and Thayer's going to be able to get on the end of that. Thayer takes a touch, brings it into the box. It's there for St. Louis, but another easy save.
Yeah, Drinsky has just not let anything past her whatsoever today.
It's a combination of that, and then a lot of the shots that the Eagles have had, they've been forced to really take them on at Indrinsky instead of being able to try to finish.
Yeah. The Keene State defense has been doing a really good job of just putting pressure on all levels of the field today, too.
And one thing you got to remember now, as we approach 40 minutes left in this second half, that if nobody does score or this game remains tied, there's no more overtime in regular season soccer at the NCAA level. So the end of this 40 minutes, whatever the result is the result. As Keene State will have a throw in here via Skinner. After a couple throw-ins, the Eagles commit a foul, and now it's going to be a free kick for Keene State. Skinner launches it forward. Lambert's there. She got a little push from behind. And Charlotte Messer's there to get the ball and send it over to Weigler.
So nice footwork from Messer there and a tight little confidence.
Maya Baker thought she was in, but she fouled Corletto before having the one-on-one chance with Weigler. So it's going to be an Eagles free kick here. Over to Russell. Russell brings it forward now and then turns it over to Keene State. And now it's Devine. And then Nault wins it back, and the Eagles will look to reset here and switch the field. Lambert goes to Buddy Meyer, or Thayer, excuse me. And it's going to be a Keene State throw-in, or free kick here, excuse me. Launches it towards the edge of the box. Headed out by, I believe that was St. Louis there. And now the Eagles are forward. Lastly, he's going to get it near the corner flag. She goes to Russell. Russell finds Corletto. Corletto off a cleat of a Keene State player. And out for an Eagles throw-in here. Thayer throws it over to Messer, and then Corletto will get it, and the Eagles will look to go again. Messer. Donahue to Corletto, over to Lambert. Lambert looking for a run. Messer made the run, but she was not able to get the ball as it goes back to Lambert, who finds Thayer. Thayer over to St. Louis. St. Louis now is being challenged on the end line, and it's going to go out for a corner. Be a second corner of the game for the Eagles and third overall as Thayer has the ball in her hands. And number 25, Alexa Thayer, will take it. Lex sets up the ball right where she wants it and crosses it into the box. Corletto was there on the end of it, but it went off a Keene State player, and we'll redo it. So Thayer will do it again. A lower cross, and that does go out of bounds for a goal kick, as we'll have a double substitution here for Keene State. Copico and Amanda Marshall will re-enter the game for Katie Hattie and Riley Devine. Riley Nchinsky's goal kick only goes as far as Lindsey Russell. Devin St. Louis is now driving with the ball, crosses it towards the edge of the box.
For number 8, Riley Devine, and also checking in number 2, Amanda Marshall, for number 17, Katie Hattie.
And Amanda Marshall there will commit a foul on Alexa Thayer and then boots the ball towards Weigler. So it looks like Corletto will take this free kick here with Sophia Mullins on the bench. Corletto launches it towards the penalty spot. The Eagles want a handball. They're not going to get it. As Russell now has it. She'll fire a shot, and that's in. Lindsey Russell from outside the box gives the Eagles a 1-0 lead.
That was a nice play by the Eagles there to work it back out to their center midfield and get that team, and get that to one of their better shooters in the middle there.
We'll take a look at it again here.
Husson goal scored by number 10, Lindsey Russell.
And now the Eagles are back in on attack again through Megan Buddymeyer.
Yeah, back to that goal, Tyler. They got it right into the box, and it just kind of bounced around and then popped out to her.
Yeah, bounce around. Donahue looked again on a touch of it, and then Russell was there, just able to take a swing at it. Keene State with a cross here. That's going to go right to Weigler. And Thayer now. And then they turn it over, and Keene State now gets the ball. As that ball is going to, if I dove, I could have caught it. And now we're going to have a substitution here for the Eagles. Laura Martel will enter the game for Morella Corletto.
Husson sub.
Corletto scored her first collegiate goal yesterday on the PK goal against Thomas College. As now Keene State here will look to even the score. But they are unable to do anything with that attack. And they're going to go again. Send into the box now. A amazing tackle by Kaylee Nault.
Yeah, she just shut that down with authority, Tyler.
Shut that down on Maya Baker. And that's going to set up a corner kick. It driggled around the box, and then it gets by Wagler, and we have a tie game.
That was Kopeka, I believe.
Elizabeth Kopeka with her third goal of the season, and we are going to be tied here. You can see it here briefly. It was a header on, and it looked like it took a touch off somebody and then into the back of the net. So what you can do with crosses in the box when you have bodies there, as both goals are really set up that way.
Keene State goal scored by number 10, Rachel Souza. Assisted on the play by number 9, Alexa Skinner. Substitution on the play.
So it's not going to be Kopeka that got the goal. Excuse us.
Number 11, Juliana Stolpe.
It's going to be Rachel Souza from Alexis Skinner. That's the fourth assist for Skinner and the first goal for Rachel Souza in the contest. As now we will regroup here. 1-1 the score with 30 minutes left in the contest.
Looks like Natalie Avalola is warming up down there.
Yep. And Kate Harriman both look forward to re-enter the game here. Donahue launches a shot. That's going to go wide, and that's going to set up a Keene State throw-in. And I would assume here that Aviola and Harriman are going to re-enter now for Lasley and St. Louis. Russell there finds St. Louis, gives it to Thayer. Thayer goes down but gets back up to battle back for the ball. Donahue. Now over to Messer. She's going to take a shot, and now it's going to go right at Indrinsky. Russell. Lambert. Skinner. Now for the Keene State, turns it over to Thayer. Thayer goes forward. Sends in a low cross. And Rudzinski will pick it up there. Keene State will then have a throw-in after Andrinski's punt has went as far as the red line. So throw-in here for Keene State. 1-1 the score with 28 minutes remaining in the contest now. Kaylee Nault gets it, goes back to Weigler. And Weigler finds Buddymeyer. Buddymeyer to Donahue. The bench wants her to find that ball to Thayer. She's got plenty of space. Thayer finally does get the ball. but it was too short to her for her to be able to chase it down and get it back. So Skinner will take the throw in for Keene State. But Thayer's able to win it back before she gets tackled from behind. No call there. As Keene State regains possession, and Stolfi now will drive it forward. Good to see Stolfi back in the game after what happened in the first half with that collision in her and Buddy Meyer. Now Buddy Meyer with it. Tried to find Russell, but Lasley was there instead, and it goes out off her and out for a Keene State throw-in. All this while Kate Harriman and Natalie Aviola look to re-enter the game here. Donahue. Martell hits it off the head of a Keene State player, and it launches an Eagles attack. There's a shot there, high. By Martell. As now Harriman and Aviola enter the game for St. Louis. And Martell, and then Messer comes out for Sophia Mullins. And excuse me, it was not Martell, it was Lasley that came out. Martell is still a defensive holder midfielding that in the midfield there.
Husson substitutions into the game. Number 21, Natalie Aviola, for number 13, Devin St. Louis.
So Keene State throwing in the attacking half here.
Harriman for number 8, Addie Lasley. And number 16, Sophia Mullins in for number 9, Charlotte Messer.
And the Eagles send it out of play and they'll redo it. Throwing down Buddy Meyer off the assistant referee, and that's going to be out for another throw-in for the Owls. And this one went off Buddy Meyer and went out of play, so a corner kick will be taken by Alexa Skinner. Skinner already has an assist in this contest.
Yeah, this is how they scored their goal last time, Tyler.
And speaking of that, we have a correction on that goal. It was Copico, so Avery, you were right. Here's a cross in, and that's going to be a corner kick goal.
That was Copico again, Tyler.
Oh, was it Copico that got on it? Okay. So Copico gets the goal from Skinner just like that first goal, and it's a 2-1 contest.
Copico's 5'10", and I think she's just winning all those headers because she just has a extra head on everybody out there.
Yeah, and that would explain that first goal too. Kind of both the same, where it's just a header or a cross into the box, and there's a bunch of bodies there, and she's able to win the headers each time.
Assisted on the play by number 9, Alexa Skinner.
It's one of those you just got to find who had the head on it. It's there now. Lasley over to Lambert. Finds the run of Thayer. But Thayer takes a touch on it and goes out for a goal kick. And now we got a substitution here. Jocelyn Tyler will re-enter the game for Kendall Healy.
Entering the game for the Owls, number 3, Jocelyn Tyler. For number 24,
And Jinsky takes the goal kick. Headed away by the Eagles, and now Keene State sends it out of play, so that's going to be an attacking throw in there for Alexa Thayer. Thayer gives it to Aviola, regains possession. She gets taken down by behind, and she's going to get the call there, as that was Amanda Marshall who pushed her down. So Sophia Mullins back on the field. She's going to take this free kick as Willow Witten gets ready to re-enter the game. Right to the edge of the box. And they're going to call, I believe, a handball on the Eagles there. As Rachel Souza tried to restart the game, but she was taken out by Captain Alexa Skinner, and Skinner launches it forward. Battle for the ball there. And we're going to get a 7th offside call against Keene State. Donahue will restart play here. Launches it towards Thayer. Headed away by Skinner. Thayer gets the ball, though, after that. Skinner with another header. Thayer gets body down. No call there, as he's really letting them play. Thayer goes to no. Instant between those two players. Nothing called there, as that's going to go out for an Eagles throw-in. As that should allow Will Witten to get in the game, but it does not. Now this one should be able to let her get into the game. So Will Witten here will take over for Alexa Thayer. And as we resume play, it'll be Megan Buddymeyer to take the throw-in.
25, Alexa Thayer.
Harriman runs down towards the corner flag, gets taken off the ball and shoved down. No call there. Russell gets the ball, and Keene State clears it forward, only as far as Donahue, but she turns it over. And then Jocelyn Tyler was in. The assistant wanted a foul called, and nothing happened, so we're going to continue on. Witten tried to find Russell, but Skinner clears it out. Witten throws it in off Skinner, and she's going to have another throw-in. That one finds Mullins, and then the Eagles turn it over. It'll be Keene State possession until that's a turnover. And now Harriman has it. We'll say, Avery, the one thing that's been nice about this contest is as we keep going, the rain keeps being pushed back further and further. So we might be able to get through this game without any rain. Lambert now launches it towards Aviola, cleared away, and now Mullins will regain possession. And she finds Lambert to do it all over again. Lambert, though, turns it over, and Amanda Marshall now will... She tries to draw a foul, and they're going to call it. And it's going to be Alexa Skinner and her 5 assists now taking this free kick. She has 5 assists, and Keene State has a total of 8 goals. So she's by far the playmaker of the team. And she's going to launch in the free kick, and that's going to go wide, high, and all that. So it'll be out for a Weigler goal kick.
Copico now has as many goals as the rest of her team combined on the season. She has 4, and 4 other players have 1.
Yeah, so you're talking Skinner with 5 goals, or 5 assists, excuse me, and Copico with 4 goals. Throw in here for Keene State as McCarney will re-enter the game, as Yansky will come off.
Into the game for the Owls, number 35, Alyssa McCarney for number 22, Allison Yansky.
Skinner crosses it into the box. Buddy Myers there, but that will only go as far as Copico, and she's going to take the throw in here. Copico finds a run of Kaylin Marshall, who tries to cross it into the box, but that's cleared out by Martell, and Keene State will have another throw-in. That throw-in was chested down by Donahue and then given to Buddy Meyer to clear it forward as Harriman will try to find the run of Aviola. Aviola versus 4 Keene State defenders. As Stolfi clears it out, and now will be an attacking throw-in when Buddy Meyer can get down to where it needs to be thrown in from. She finds Aviola. Well, Messer now, or Mullins now, excuse me, and Mullins sends a shot wide. So Andrinsky now will have a goal kick here, as it looks like Charlotte Messer will re-enter the game. Keene State will have a throw in here right on the midway line. Throws it down. Baker had possession, then lost it as she trips over the ball, and Aviola now with it. Aviola over to Witten. Witten. She tries to find Mullins but can't, and Amanda Marshall now will clear it forward over to Baker. Nault clears it out, and now it's going to be a throw-in for Amanda Marshall. She lays it off, though, and gives it now to Skinner. Skinner throws it in. After a touch, she gets it back and goes to McCarney. As now Keene State looks to see how they're going to attack this. Skinner sends Marshall forward. Marshall's got Lambert there. The cross only goes as far as Nault. And now Sophia Mullins will launch it forward, trying to find the run of Aviola. Can she get there? Is the question. She cannot, as Mullen cleared it out for a throw-in, as Charlotte Messer now will re-enter the game for the goal scorer, Lindsey Russell.
Entering the game for the Eagles, number 9, Charlotte Messer, for number 10, Lindsey Russell.
So Willow Witten here will take the throw-in right near that corner flag. Keene State tries to clear it forward, but that goes off Sophia Mullins, and it'll go out for, it will be an Eagles throw-in, as Morella Corletto comes in for Laura Martell.
Entering for the Eagles, number 14, Marilla Corletto, and for number 7, Laura Martell.
Mullins wins the Eagles a throw in here as Witten gives it back to Mullins. Mullins crosses it into the box. Harriman's there. That shot's blocked. Goes out to Aviola, and that shot is saved by Riley Andrinsky. Another opportunity there as we're going to take a look at that replay. Good job by a Keene State defender to block that shot from Harriman. And then Aviola just trying to get something on it. Goes right to Andrinsky. So now Mullins to take a free kick here. Devin St. Louis is set to re-enter the game. That's a low free kick. as Buddy Meyer tries to cross it, and it goes out for a goal kick as St. Louis now will enter for, looks like, Harriman. As Harriman's coming off a little gingerly here.
For the Eagles, number 13, Devin St. Louis. For number 11, Katie Harriman.
Keene State has changed their formation a little bit to be a little bit more defensive-minded here with a lead late in this game.
Yeah, which makes sense as we approach the 80th minute, trying to be protective of that lead. It's one of those things, too, that they don't, if for some reason the Eagles do get that second goal, you don't have to worry about an overtime, so you can defend your heart out if you're Keene State for 12 minutes, and then game's over no matter what. Weigler now. Almost turned it over, but she does find Witten. And now St. Louis tried to use her speed to regain the ball, but was unable to, and Keene State will throw it in via Skinner. Now that's a nice ball there from Jocelyn Tyler, but too far forward for Marshall, and the Eagles will be back on the attack. McCarney. Sophia Mullins over there pressing with her heart out there as we have a turnover, and now Amanda Marshall looks to take a shot, and that goes wide. So we'll have a goal kick here by Madison Weigler with the 11 minutes remaining in the second half. That goes as far as Kaylee Marshall. She'll cross it forward. Maya Baker looked to get on the end of it, but Weigler is there to pick it up, and Baker's down, but the Eagles are going to keep going. Messer finds St. Louis. And then Keene State's able to send it forward. St. Louis does a good job winning the ball back to Coletto, but she turns it over to Skinner. Skinner tries to find Souza, who gives it now to Andrinsky, excuse me. And the Eagles press wins them a throw-in, which will be taken by Willow Witten. Witten. That's going to go out for a throw-in as Witten will retake it. Witten now over to St. Louis. St. Louis again trying to win the ball back. And Keene State will bring it forward and try to keep it in bounds, but they are unable to, and that's going to go out for an Eagles throw-in. Witten back over to Coletto, who gives it to Witten. And now Lambert launches it forward. Trying to find the speed of St. Louis, but that instead is going to go out for a goal kick as we tick under 10 minutes remaining now. Goal kick taken here. And Skinner takes the throw in after that goal kick, but the Eagles actually were awarded possession. So we got to start all over here as Aviola's inside the box now. Dribbles by one defender in a second. Aviola, it's a 1-on-4 basically for her. Messer takes a shot. That's blocked. And Lambert now, as now an Owl's playing with one cleat on. That's Maya Baker. She lost possession of the ball and then gains it back with her sock, basically. But she puts it back on and we play on. Now it's Marshall. That's going to be out for an Owls throw-in.
On that last offensive pressure by the Eagles here, you could see that Keene State had 9 of their 10 defenders in the box on that play.
Yeah, and now they're pushing forward to just try to win a corner, which they do, just to try to kill time here with 7:45 remaining.
We also know how deadly they are on these plays.
Yeah, and you're going to see Alexa Skinner take this one. I wouldn't expect as many numbers forward, but they still have quite a bit up. Skinner's delivery. And they are going to rule it a goal.
Kopika again.
So
Tyler.
I think it's Kopika who gets the goal there. I think there's a whole lot of confusion going on because the referee on the far side ruled it a foul. And now everyone's kind of like, Keene State celebrating the goal, as it was basically, you had 3 or 4 Keene State players in on Weigler. As it is going to be a 3-1 lead now for Keene State. So Kopiko, that's one thing that the Owls have done really good today. It's when they're inside the box and there's a loose ball, they're able to get on the end of it and poke it home.
That's Kopiko's hat trick too, Tyler, today.
Keene State goal, scoreboard number 16, Elizabeth Kopiko.
Yeah, so it looks like Kopiko's only going to get credited with 2 goals. Stolfi right now is being credited for the second goal. All right, so I stand corrected. That's a typo. Kopiko does have a hat trick. It's amazing when you make a mistake how many people are there right to correct you. But when you say something good, no one ever says anything.
No.
Eagles will win an attacking throw-in here. As we approach 7 minutes remaining. Or 5:54, excuse me. I forgot to restart the clock on here again.
I would imagine the Eagles are going to be practicing corner kicks in practice this next week.
Well, I think this was a good test for them though, as Marshall is now down the flank, crosses it. There's Jocelyn Tyler. Skinner tries to launch forward a player, but is unable to, as Aviola now sends it forward. But as I was saying, this has been a good test for this Eagles team, as they took on Thomas yesterday, pretty much an easy result for them. And as they enter a lot of North Atlantic Conference play, they believe their biggest test is going to be SUNY Delhi this weekend, and then Maine Maritime at the end of the year. So, you don't get much of a test when you play Gone Johnson, Linden, and them. So the non-conference schedules really is what helps them prepare for those Delhi, Maine Maritime type games. And for Keene State, after this one, they have one more non-conference game against Worcester State on Tuesday before they will travel to Western Connecticut and begin Little East play. Donahue will restart play here with 4 minutes remaining in the contest. Goes to Aviola. The Eagles are looking to get something here. Winton. Winton now with the throw-in. Finds Messer, but she turns over the ball. And it's going to go to Lambert. Lambert tries to find Messer, but Andrinsky's there. Aviola. But Keene State gets the ball now. That's Maya Baker taking on the Eagles' back line. And she's not going to get really much help as most of the Owls are back trying to defend the lead here. Sophia Mullins. She turns it over. As Marshall will send it towards the edge of the box. And Donahue's there to clear that out. And that will go to Will Winton. Winton launches it forward off the head of Skinner. And Tyler's there to send it forward to Amanda Marshall. And Donahue launches it forward to find Aviola. Aviola. She's got St. Louis and Messer with her. She's going to find Messer. St. Louis now in the box. This gets taken down. No call there. And as we approach 90 seconds remaining in the contest, that pretty much sums up the Eagles' attack today, minus that one goal.
Yeah, the Keene State defensive line has done a really good job of just controlling their box, and even when the Eagles get these long through balls in, there's always somebody right on their back as soon as they get the ball.
Yeah, there were definitely chances for the Eagles to get behind that back line, but they were always able to get back, and Andrinsky's held her own too. As she has 10 saves in the contest. Devin St. Louis here. Gets it over to Messer, who gives it to Lambert, or Lambert just launches it forward, hoping something good will happen. And Keene State counters again. That cross goes into the box. Weigler's there. And the Eagles are hoping for one last attack as we hit 10 seconds. Mullins just launches it forward, but that's going to do it as the Keene State Owls come into Boucher Field and pick up a 3-1 victory over Husson University and complete 2 victories in 2 days. The goals started in the 57th minute as Lindsey Russell scored from outside the box, and then Keene responded real quickly through 2 goals by Copico that were assisted by Alexa Skinner. And then in the 83rd minute, Copico puts one in from Souza. As the Eagles gave up 4 corners and had 3.
How many corner kicks did they give up? 4.
And we take a look at the stats here. Husson had 18 shots to Keene State's 10. Husson had 11 of those on goal, only to 3 for Keene State. But that's pretty much going to do it, Avery. You got any last thoughts here?
I think Keene State just played a really good game all around today. They played good defense and good offense, and
No, and the biggest takeaway is that they were able to put home the chances that they had, and Husson was unable to in that first half.
it looks like they only had 3 shots on goal, and they had 3 goals on those 3 shots.
3 goals on 3 shots. Yep, as Madison Weigler was not able to make a save. But that's going to do it here. For Avery Henningsen, I'm Tyler Huey, and we will see you next time on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.